everybody, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Young Blood Podcast. We have a great guest for you today in this fantastic 4K re-release of the Colorado guys, and also Dylan Reichard is here to join us today for some fantastic stories and some service industry fun, and a little bit of more Colorado joy. Thanks for joining us in today, and this is episode 42 of Young Blood Podcast. Thanks for joining.
You got a good wide angle. It's not, nope. Bring your hand behind it and the hand will help. That's a good tip to know. If you ain't known that, yep, there you go. Right there. Now you can kind of see it. There you go. Perfect. That's a good way. It gives a little opaque,
Oh, we forgot the other camera. We're assholes.
Oh.
There you go, everybody.
Good camera. There you go. Say the big boy.
Anyways, that's
gone to trees right there.
Oh, man, I gotta be careful about that. Sorry, guys. But no, just
Shaking
triple
it around.
diesel out of Colorado Springs, Colorado.
That fuego. As somebody that's lived in Colorado since they were about 5 years old, the weed scene out here is ridiculous for what it is. I started smoking weed, I believe, 13 years old, probably maybe 12. It's somewhere right there in that period, and that's how you know I started smoking weed young, because I don't even remember which year it was. It was just a vague, opaque eclipse to where it was like, yep, we're just smoking weed, and here we are.
I don't remember the exact day I started smoking weed, actually.
No way. I know those too stoned to even think about that.
I was too paranoid.
It was a weekend too. I know it was a weekend. I know it was just me walking up to the park waiting for the fucking drug dealer to walk up, and I was like, I'm gonna smoke fucking weed today. Oh, yeah.
You're gonna smoke fucking weed today?
Yeah.
How old were you? You have no idea,
huh? I'll bet you I was about 12. I bet you I was 12. Yeah. Sounds about right.
Okay. So when I first smoked weed, my mom had let me go stay over at my homie's house, and this was like when I was real young too, like sophomore in high school still,
Yeah.
And I was a straight edge kid, dude. I never did a fucking thing wrong other than the occasional hoodlum shit here and there.
Nothing in middle school or anything?
I was a pretty
mellow,
closeted kid. I was really my parents thought I was Mr. Perfect, unless my grades were shit, but other than that, me and my friends would fuck around. We made it our goal to get kicked out of the mall at least once every 2 days. We always got in trouble, but we never got caught.
I did that. I've gotten banned and I've gotten trespassed from
don't get me wrong. I don't think I meant I was a straight edge kid. I think more of I never got in trouble because I never got caught.
Right.
That's probably more appropriate.
That's a good way to look at it, and that's always I mean, it really isn't though. At the same time, it's I could be considered that, but at the same time, I was ruthless. I was sneaking out. I was sneaking out every night.
I got caught for some of the stupid shit I did.
And it sucks because I took advantage. My mom worked at Walmart, and she worked nights. And she came home, and she slept all day, and she was gone all night. So I'd just sneak out all night, and I'd be gone. She'd be working, and she had no fucking ability to control it because she loved working nights her whole entire life. I was like, cool. You want to keep working nights? You ain't gonna work days like a regular person when you got teenagers in your house. You wanted to have multiple more kids. Oh, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm sorry. I don't got a mom at home. I ain't got shit to do. I ain't got movies to watch. I'm
gonna go find something to do.
I'm gonna go fucking smoke some weed. That's all I could do. I just went back and I just revisited all of my little smoke spots and shit.
Oh, hold on. Let me revisit my first time smoking weed. Off track. So my mom, she knew where I was going. I was at my homie's house, really good friends, so she trusted the situation, And I had probably crashed at this kid's house so many times before this, it was never an issue.
You didn't even know.
It was just never an issue for me being over there because I never did anything fucking stupid over there, really.
Right.
Yeah, we may have snuck out a couple times before that, but to go walk around late at night when you're bored, nothing super out of the ordinary,
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, like, he's like, dude, we're going to smoke some fucking weed. And I was like, all right, fuck it. And I've been like Mr. Straight Edge, like, no, we're not going to smoke no weed.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not down. You shouldn't be doing that. Shame on you. La da 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 da. You know, and so I just remember sitting in the backyard and his on this little curb in his like deep part of his backyard. Yeah, try not to move that mic so
I'm
much
sorry.
if you can, man.
Yeah.
And get it where you need it and try to keep it there.
Yeah.
And like I said, I missed that wooden table. My old table was a little more sturdy. This one's this is meant for cards.
That was my knee bumping it. I'm tall boy
Dude,
style.
I can't blame you, man. I've done it like 19 times.
Yeah.
And I just remember we like I MacGyvered, not him. I MacGyvered, and I'd never even smoked weed before, which was the funniest part.
Right.
I MacGyvered this like smoking apparatus out of a fucking shower head connector, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure at this time I didn't think anything about rubber gaskets, you know.
Whole thing's just hot.
And just sitting there. Well, you only needed a bowl, you know. So by the time you get like through that, you know, you're not really smoking all that much shit.
That's one of those ways to go about it too.
But it's not true, you know. Like by the time you're through a bowl, you know, you're
It's like, yep.
you're about good.
You're just chilling, and that's me too. It's like once you ain't smoked all day, you get that one bowl, and it's like, yep, I'm ready to go. Like.
And
That's all I can ask for is just that one piece of relief, and then just to keep on going for the next 12 hours without the rest of the week or whatever you need to do if you ain't got none.
And I remember after that, I was like, Jerry, I gotta go to bed, dude. My mom's gonna know.
Yeah.
Just started tripping. I don't know if this was like some mad sativa or I don't know what. It definitely, like, it wasn't laced, you know what I mean? Everybody thinks their weed is laced when they have a bad stone, you know. But I remember just sitting there like, dude, my mom's gonna fucking know. And then next thing I know, dude, my mom starts tripping.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, like, she starts calling me. She's like, oh, my fucking God, you're doing something you shouldn't be. And I'm like,
They have a motherly
and it's a crazy thing.
instinct.
I have slept over this dude's house like 100 fucking times. We played Xbox till like 3 a.m, just like regular fucking teenager shit, you know? Never been an issue. I've never gotten these phone calls. There's never been a problem, dude. And it was not a single fucking thing different from this night than any other. And she was just like, you're fucking up to something, you know?
I'm dead.
And-
It gets like that.
Yeah.
My mom knows. She'll always
knew,
call
dude,
me.
and so-
The second I light up a bowl, she'd be like, oh, fuck. I'd just be like,
No,
done,
I
done.
didn't, and I didn't even get caught. That's the best part. The next morning, she's like, dude, I'm so sorry. I was just fucking tripping out, man. I know you're a good kid. And nothing's wrong. And I was like, and I was so freaking shook because, like, shit you not, bro. Like, my homie comes in there with, like, a slice of pizza and is like, dude, you gotta try this. And I never smoked weed before in my life, so I never even, like, eaten food on
While you've been
any-
high. And
Yeah, bro. I
it's
never
like,
experienced that before.
no, it'll be like that. And, like, that's what tripping will be like. If
But he
you're
came
really
in there.
anxious.
He came in there and was like, dude, you gotta eat this pizza. And I was like, no, dude.
Ah,
I can't even eat the pizza.
we can't do that.
My mom was gonna
We
be
can't do that.
And then I just remember he convinced me to eat the pizza after like 10 minutes, and I finally like just laying in it. And my justification or like my way out of it was like, go to bed. Like I just had to sleep, just because if she showed up, I was asleep. You know, Mom, no, I'm just tired. What are you talking about?
We got time right now. I'm just like, I'm hanging out. Sorry. But no, I've gotten caught up while I was high a couple of times, like just like off the first like couple of bags. There was one time my mom was ordering Subway and she went and brought me up, and I was like so stoned. I was like, you know what? Subway sounds really good right now. And my eyes are red as hell. I was really about to just pass out and just go to bed and just take a good cat nap all the way throughout the night until the next day and everything, about like 5 p.m. and she's ordering dinner and everything. I'm like, fuck it, I'm hungry, and then I can go to bed because that'll really put me out. So, got whole ass Subway and my eyes are just lit up a fiery red. Red as the devil's dick, as fucking Pineapple Express would say. But no, sure as hell. There's an old video on one of her old phones sitting around of me just sitting there smashing a freaking Subway sandwich stoned as fuck after telling her what I wanted and coming upstairs to get it. Yeah.
And she took the video of you?
And I sat there and I lit her too. I knew I was caught up. I was like, I just want my subway, bitch. Like, it's just like.
Did she show it to you later? Like, this is why you're grounded.
Still snuck out my window.
Or did you just gaslight your mom? Like, I don't know. What's weed? What is weed, Mom?
No, she looked at me too while she was recording it. I didn't know they were recording it. Her boyfriend was recording it, and she's just like, "Look at him, he's fucking high." And I'm like, "Yeah, honestly, you're right." I said, "Dude, I'm not gonna. I know my eyes are red as shit. And like, I looked back on this video maybe about fucking 45 years later.
That's where you fucked up.
I don't even see it fucking up. I wanted
You never say you did, dude. I had to. When I was a kid, at least a teenager,
I was relentless.
So was I. That's what I mean though. Like, you never, ever say, "Yeah, I did it." As a teenager, you have that card.
You always have the card to defend yourself, but like sometimes they just get so over your shit. You just gotta admit to it,
man. Like my mom,
like I did it.
No,
I'm sorry.
My mom would walk into the room, dude. I shit you not. She'd walk in there and be like, I'd be bong in hand, taking a rip.
Oh yeah.
And she'd be like, "You're smoking weed in here. What the fuck?" And be all mad. Hold on. And be all mad.
It's tobacco.
And I just look at her and be like, "No, I'm not. Nope. Dude, I would deny it.
Why would I be doing that?
I would deny it to the grave, dude.
You're fucking dead.
I would take it to the grave with me.
If you were my kid, I'd kill you.
Dude, it turned into this situation where my dad would literally, shit you not, bro. So, like, I would do these things like where my homies would all come over and smoke at night. And my mom didn't even know I really smoked, but she knew, like, I had my friends. But my parents would sleep so hard. And I had, like, it wasn't like we lived in a house, bro. We lived in an apartment. And
okay.
Yeah, we lived in a fucking apartment upstairs. So we were on the second floor. And so, like, for my friends to come over, they had to, like, come up, like, the fucking stone stairs and shake the entire... Like, you could hear when people were coming and going, no problem.
Well, throughout the whole apartment.
Everybody.
Everything is connected.
Like, my neighbors knew I was having people over. My parents might not have, but
Jesus.
Yeah, and so, like, I would literally just fucking invite my homies over and be like, dude, come through.
Right.
And this would normally happen, too, like, a lot of the time, like, when my parents were, like, fucking awake, you know, I would have friends over. Like, it'd be cool. Like, a couple homies would come over.
It's chill.
But we wouldn't really smoke. You know, that wasn't really, like, cool to smoke at the crib. Like, my mom would get pissed about it.
Of course.
She knew what we would be doing just out of the house, you know?
Yeah.
And so but they'd come over to smoke, and we would just smoke in my bathroom. Like, fuck it, you know?
It's like, we were just chilling.
And so my mom would get super fucking pissed about it. And it was funny because, like, we were, like, kind of confused about what to do until one day my dad, like, waits for me to go, like, calm my mom down. And is like, or I'm like, hold up, guys, I'm going to go talk to my mom real quick. Because my mom's like, Casey! Like, yelling at me, dude. Fucking, I can hear from the other room. I'm just like, oh, fuck. You know, let me go ahead and put out the fire real quick. And I shit you not, dude, I come back after talking to my mom for, like, a minute. Oh, sorry. After, like, a minute or two, this table sucks. And my friends are like, dude, you will not believe what just happened. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, dude, your dad just came in here and ripped the rest of the fucking bowl, held it in, ghosted it, and didn't say a fucking word other than don't tell Casey. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, you're fucking lying. And my dad's never smoked weed in front of me ever in my life at this point. I'm like 18 years old, dude. Like,
yeah.
And we live in Idaho, so like, I'm not. I don't even think at this point. I don't think I'm 18. I think I'm 17.
Yeah.
You know, so like my dad.
Something around there, I'd bet. Yeah.
You know, and
it gets like that.
And dude, my dad did this for like 6 months.
Oh yeah. You come in, rip your weed, walk the fuck out.
No, hide it from me, bro.
Oh, that too.
It was with my friends though.
My
friends would come over.
He'd smoke with the youngins.
And he'd be like, he'd wait for me to leave.
Oh my god.
And go talk to my mom because she would know that we're all smoking weed and she'd be chewing my ass.
I'd be so done.
And then and then I come in. I was like, did my dad come in here again? And be like, yep. And he ripped the whole fucking bowl.
Oh my god.
Dude, 6 months. Bro.
Oh shit. Yeah.
6 months.
If my friends were in on that and they were just
they weren't even in on it. They were just in pure shock because they're both all 17 years old. They're like, dude, why does he hide it from you? Like, he just smokes in front of us and not in front of you.
All 17, that kind of makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, I know. But it was funny because he's like getting, they're all smoking in front of him. You know?
always. I'd always be.
And I'm not allowed to, you know, like that was the funny part. He wouldn't smoke in front of me. He would smoke with my friends.
Well, that's just a respect move. You gotta wait till you're 18. Did he smoke with you at 18?
Stop bumming off our weed, fool.
So like, you wanna know like the funniest shit though? Like, I was chilling with the homeboy.
Oh, just fuck that too.
And he actually just came back into town, and that's who I came and went and saw all my old smoke spots with. But me and him in his closet, he had a stand-up master closet, whole 9 yards. Sexy bitch. Pole across the whole 9 yards. I went and I strung up a fucking grow light and tinfoiled the walls, tinfoiled the shelving. I got 2 plants growing baby-wise, and I just continued cycling 2 plants throughout the whole entire cycle, and 2 big boys, 2 mediums, 2 kind of a little bit smaller mediums and a small ones, and I just continued through a 7-month cycle, straining out multiple plants and just weaning off to the 2 plants in the center of the room of the closet. So we grew a bunch of weed out of that motherfucker. But one time, his dad comes up and he just sees a bunch of weed, grabs 1 plant, takes it downstairs to his basement window, and just declares it his.
This is mine.
This is my plant. And it was so booty tickled because it was towards the end. It was my Mexican mindfuck strain. It was a big bitch. This plant probably came out about like here off the ground from the bucket and everything. I'd say, and that's me sitting down right here. That's probably about 4 feet, maybe 4.5, maybe 5 feet, depending on where you're going right here. It was a big plant. I had it hydro bucketed and everything and just cycling, and came out to be beautiful. He was like, nope, I'm just taking this. He dumped it, weaned all the hydro out of it. He knew how to grow. We jacked all of his shatter out the fucking shit. So one day he was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go make this out in the shatter at work. And took it straight out from under our hips right before it budded. Let it bud, harvest the shit, smoke the fuck out of it, and we never saw none of it.
What's the biggest yield you've gotten on a plant?
So off that plant, it would probably
Plant
be
that you grew.
the one that I grew and I took care of for the majority of it, that hydro bucket and everything that I had set up for that specific strain was like every single woven bead was like literally set there and like by hand, and they're little hydro guana beads and everything, super nutrient release beads, and you gotta. Yes, the clay guanas. Yeah. But they do have a good potency for just soilage in general whenever it comes down to it.
That one's way more full than my other beer. It made me spill.
Right?
That? It was so ugly.
Oh, trust me. That's why I wear like straight plat black. You know, you didn't really see too many spills when it comes down to it throughout the day.
I don't do well with white shirts. I have a mustache, dude, and it just goes drip, drip, drip. Right down the sides, man, every time.
Yeah, I'm lucky I survive with white shoes right now. That's something that I can not normally do.
I was looking at those shoes. They're actually really nice shoes. I like those a lot.
These are the LeBron Witness 7s and the white black plat.
LeBron Witness 7s. I'm not a shoe guy.
I'm not either. I just know what I'm wearing whenever I'm wearing it. That's the only way that you can wear nice shoes if you do. You'll learn as you go. I've worn some Jordans. I've worn some Adidas. I've worn them. Some of Cyrus's, some DC, all kinds of crazy shit. I've always been tricked out in some nice shoes throughout a kid because my dad was a good shoe guy, but he always did DCs and all that shit.
So, the way I met you here recently, literally a couple days ago, at the pub, my friend's pub. Don't get me wrong, it's not my friend's personally pub. Like, that's not the name of it. It's called My Friend's Pub. That's the whole name.
And that's the trick of it. I'm going to my friend's pub. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna tag along, and they just see the banner in the window, and it's cool.
I'm not a big fan of the play on words, but that's just personal preference. It's all right.
It's cheeky, you know. It's a little cheesy. I love the.
My girlfriend's cheeky. That's stupid.
That's great. I can't write that. So my girlfriend,
She's cheeky. That's fucking stupid. That's not
cheeky.
fucking. That's I know what bro. I know what cheeky is, and that's not cheeky.
I see what you mean. You're gonna go down like that, huh?
I tell you what, man. This is it's been a long day.
I'm sure it is.
Getting this all set up, but it's been nice. Doing a lot of this 4K shit. Basically, what it's been is me taking all the episodes that I did 3 years ago, and I started reposting them back from I think the 28th episode on. And the reason for doing that is it's a lot of growth has happened since then. Like, I got better equipment. I got better. For one, I have Adobe now. Like when the show originally started, I didn't even have Adobe.
Yeah.
I used I think it was Lightworks for my video editing, and that only for free. It's a very powerful editor, but for free it only goes up to 720.
Huh.
You know, and at the time for recording, I would have been fine, but for editing, I needed more power.
It'll get out of that.
I've been sponsored Adobe yearly, so that's pretty cool. You know, so
that's always a good backer to have whenever it comes down to it.
No, that's my main, bro. That's what I use. I use Adobe on everything, man. So what I've done now is I take all my old stuff, my old footage, and it's also a lot of the footage. If you guys have had a chance to check it out, and you notice the quality's not there, but it's in 4K. It's been rendered up to 4K, but
it's just it can get tedious.
No, it's not even that. It's like I said, it was a combination of being put into the wrong programs and rendered up into the wrong scales, and all of that were things that could have been avoided in the first place.
Right.
First of all, being just knowing my equipment, knowing how to use it, knowing where to put my files, how to get my files in. But it's just a lot, man. There's a lot that goes into this. I'm not just the guy that asks the questions. I'm the guy that puts it on YouTube.
You gotta figure it out and get down to business whenever it comes down to it, you know, and just keep on going.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. This realm of content creation that I've recently found myself into, and I say recently because, I've been making this show for over 3 years, but the video portion of it has never been something I took very seriously.
No.
And now the video portion has become my most watched part of the series of the show.
Right.
And so with that, it means it's like, hey, it's time to take that part more serious. Before it was the audio, I took the audio very seriously. I thought people were going to listen more and
of course
whatnot. And then now when I tell people I have a podcast and I'm a YouTuber, they're like, oh, whoa, dude, like, that's cool. Like, let me see your YouTube, like, send it to me and shit. You know, and it's not just like, hey, I have a radio that I talk on. You know, it's turned into something from that.
And some people will do just the computer setup or whatever, just with the standard dash cam, kind of like what we got going with this camera here and everything, just right there in front of them and everything. There's no problem with that. You got somebody just sitting next to you whenever you're just chilling at your desk. It's a cool way to go about, podcasting or just in general video, audio streaming, and that type of stuff in the stream generation that we're living in right now, and everything helps out a lot.
Yeah, and a lot of what I learned was with this new 4K age, like you don't need to have a 4K camera, you don't need to have a 4K anything. Yeah, your phone is honestly one of the most powerful cameras you can get a hold of to modern standards. And I don't say that lightly. Like an iPhone 13 and up, even an iPhone 12 and up, or an iPhone SE with a decent camera, like they shoot in 4K.
No.
And if you can figure out a way to shoot your videos with an empty iPhone and keep them under 64 gigabytes because it's a cheap iPhone,
right,
you can make some fucking phenomenal content, And right now, this day and age, YouTube Shorts is really a big thing, man. Like you get, you take Instagram, you take TikTok, you take Facebook. What do they all have? They have shorts, they have reels, they have TikToks, which were the start.
Right.
You know, and Instagram has their watch. You know, Instagram or Facebook watch.
Used to be Vine and all kinds of
no,
crazy
yeah.
shit,
So what it is,
yeah.
it's Facebook watch, Instagram reels, TikTok, and then now YouTube has their own thing called YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, I'll take that any day.
And what's cool about that is they've adopted the platform from TikTok and from other phone editing bases, you know, like where it's really user friendly and taking it to where you can do that. And the hardest part for me on any kind of video production has been getting these large file video productions, like I said, that I do, and get them to something that's tangible to somebody's phone.
Yeah. And that's a hard way to convey it. And that's, you know, that's where the whole, you know, just the pixelation conveyance comes back and forth and whatnot. As long as you can, push pixelation properly and continue on with that, you usually,
Resolution.
You know, a resolution, you know, everything like that. You know,
as long as you can have clear resolution, which that's what I'm trying to get to. You know, I don't have that on what I do on this new, like the new stuff. I've got that figured out now. My resolution, something that's there, you know. But I'm not gonna take for granted the content that I have made and put out, and really put some heart and soul into. And other people have came out and put heart and soul into as well. Yeah. And with that, like, I'm going to take those episodes, and yeah, the rendering process takes a long time, and it takes a lot of work, and it's not as clear of a resolution as we would all like it to be. It's getting out there better than what it was, and it's also getting it out there again.
Yeah, and like not necessarily having the best of the best is not a bad thing, you know. Like, if you can have good quality for what you have and at least be able to edit it to where it comes out with crisp and somewhat clarity in it, that's all you can ask for nowadays. As long as you're not putting out something that's just gonna completely just crash on the live stream, and it's just like, yep, we're just done for, we're going down, and then we're just fucked, and then we're just like, okay, well, now you gotta put money into something else that can actually handle up to it.
That's character, too, in my opinion.
You know, find something that works for you. If it works for you, it works for you. If the quick configuration might just be the good consistent configuration that you need to do on a daily basis to be able to continue on, you know, all that shit. So it just comes down to that, or you know, what other means you want to go about with.
So when I met you at the bar the other day, one big thing that stood out to me was your music, dude. Like, the song that you showed me was super awesome, man. It was by far a lot more than what I was expecting. You're like, oh man, that's super. What you said to me, you're like, dude, just fucking listen. And I was like, yeah. And then I listened, I was like, all right, that's pretty fucking good shit, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds great.
And even in a stupor, just hanging out at a bar, you're not like, most people won't fully listen. If you're sober, cool, mind collected, and just hanging out with somebody like on a regular daily basis type systems, you know, hearing that, you'll probably go and peek out on like just some good rhythmic, you know, flow and that type of stuff. My music's not the best. It's definitely up to par for what I would consider to be able to put out and just start pushing nowadays. If I really sat there and wrote and just saw that there was some type of good viewing. One of my songs that I have right now is sitting at about I believe 12K views, and I was featured in with homeboy Ian Sykes, and I'm running a production label with my homeboy Ian Sykes and everything. So we were doing that. Right now, me and him have kind of distanced recently. It's been hard times after the whole COVID and, you know, some instances that he's had and I've had here in the last year. So music production's gone down, but previously I was trying to pump out a good amount of music when it came down to it.
So for all of those who might be listening here, you know, all of 2 of them or all of 100 of them or 1,000, whoever it might be. So tell me, my friend, if they were to look you up, like where would they find you? Where is they like? What kind of music is it? Like, tell me more about it. Give me some more. Give me some more, man.
So I have to check on the production label. I've forgotten here within recently. Boy, bear with me for a moment.
So you don't even know your own song name.
My personal song name is Mystic's Mind, and my stage name, whenever I am performing that type of stuff, is Mystic Mind, MYSTICMIND.
Okay, I'd like to know that because I'm gonna shout you out in the title of the show and all that stuff. So
Dope shit.
That's the main thing, man. This is a show. Like, I mean, I know before we started, I kind of gave you a very broad consensus of what we do here, you know, and the biggest thing about YoungBlood Podcast is it's not the Casey Young show. It's not about me. It's never been about me. There's stories about me that are in the show, and they add to the show, but you know, it's never been the me show. And with that, I just want to say, like, first of all, thank you for coming on.
Of course. It was amazing. Dope experience, just in general.
Right on.
You gotta experience something like this every now and again. If I can just go on and explore the possibilities of the world has to offer for you and that type of stuff.
That's very true. This has been a very big opportunity for me, and I hope it's brought some opportunity to others.
Yeah, and it will. Absolutely. As long as you just keep on trying to grow and bring your standards higher and higher every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing we try to do here at the show is we bring a vibe that's very consistent with the do as the locals do. I very heavily take pride in the people that we talk to, what they bring to this conversation, the stories that they bring, the experiences that they bring. But a lot of the times, I try to focus on not just locals in general, but content creators in a sense of like bartenders. They're not content creators, but they're influential people in the community, you know? So that's one thing, like influential people, bartenders, service industry professionals, DJs. There's all kinds of different...
Well, and I've been there. I've worked very close with them, and I've worked at bars over the last year and a half in general, and just been around, you know, bartenders on a daily basis, and they really do work their ass off for what the fuck they make. And people don't think about it, but they will sit there and they will be still at the bar about till 5 a.m., 6 a.m., trying their best to get home, but they gotta go and do books, and they gotta file all these receipts. And people cash out, cash in, cash out, whatever the case may be, and it makes it confusing for them to be able to figure out what they need to do in the end game. So they struggle, you know, along with them, silverware, trying to get everything locked up, trying to make sure that there ain't nobody watching them as they walk out the doors and go to their car real quick and then lock it the second they get into it. That's a whole nother ordeal that they have to worry about. Even as a dishwasher, if there's no security waiting for them, I will hang out with the girls and I'll make sure they are good to go until somebody can fucking get them to their cars and to get them out of there.
Are you dishwashing right now?
I was a dishwasher before. At one location, moved up to a cook after a couple of weeks. But, you know, it doesn't matter what position I have. I will always stick around. I'll always make sure the girls are safe, you know.
The reason I just asked is because...
No, but right now I'm cooking and everything. I just got a job and I'm starting at a new position tomorrow. So we'll see
10
how that
barrel.
goes. Single barrel.
Single barrel. So 10 barrel's a Boise place, my fault.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, now single barrel, man. Good luck with that, man. I hope that brings you luck. I hope that brings you peace. I hope that brings you money.
We'll see.
And if it doesn't, on to the next one and fuck them.
And if it doesn't, I think I'm going to go ahead and put an application for a server. Another cook down at the steakhouse. I'd almost much rather work at somewhere that has more of an expensive quality. I feel like as a cook, I'm not trying to earn my way in a bar. I'm trying to go and feel like I have some type of experience in the field to be able to go and exert and to explore myself in the kitchen to be able to, you know, do good work for them. So I'll probably push for the steakhouse more. I'm going to try out single barrel. So for a couple of days. Either way, they can handwrite a check for a bar for whatever it is. They usually just do that for the first week of employment, handwrite a check, and if it doesn't work out and that type of stuff. But other than that, I'm still kind of
like a working interview.
And it really can be for the first couple of days. They want to make sure you're adept, and I also want to make sure that I'm not getting screwed over with a weird environment that's going to fuck me over, and I'm not going to feel like I'm comfortable in. Regardless, I always have to feel comfortable in my workplace. And if I don't, I will leave. There's no way I'm just going to sit there and I'm just going to hate my life waiting for shit to happen. I will start my own company like I did before I would ever go and do anything like that.
So, question for you. I know you've lived here you said your whole life. I've only been here 2 years or something like that. Or close to 2 years. 3 years in November. So I've recently came across the switchbacks.
Switchbacks are good.
So let me ask you shit, dude. So how long have they been around? Why are they dude? Their jerseys and their swag is tight.
Their swag is tight. I've always loved the swag. I've never really followed the switchbacks though. I've never been into most of that sport.
I'm not a big fan or a follower personally of soccer. Never have been football. And I'm not talking shit on it, but I'm just shocked at how cool the stadium is. The Switchback Stadium is tight.
We've done it, and I actually worked security at Switchbacks for a time. At their original stadium.
I was gonna say the new one or the old stadium. The old stadium's like a high school.
The high school standard stadium. But that was a cool little stadium. We had beer stands, and I just worked security. I just did guiding, and I just did security check and everything like that when I was a teen, working for my baby mama's dad, and that type of stuff. And I just kept on, it was dope. I got to watch the game, hang out with people, do my thing. Sometimes you'd be able to sneak some snacks and shit from whatever they got left over at the end of the night at the grill and shit. Hot dogs for days, dog. They gotta get rid of them at the end of the night.
I mean, honestly, at the movie theater, when I was in high school, I used to work at one of those discount theaters.
Right.
And the pop... Ooh, excuse me.
You're good. No, I'm
pop,
the same thing.
Is that your knee or is that me?
That was my knee and probably your knee.
Ah, man. I thought that was me. You scared me, man. Sorry, everybody. Earthquake just happened.
Earthquakes.
We used to, combine popcorn was, the craziest shit, dude. Hot sauce and,
Popcorn with hot sauce would be good if you did a light dousing. I'd almost dilute it with some water, and I'd almost just do a little bit of a buttery. Almost some butter.
It was. I mean,
butter.
I'm pretty
and
sure
butter
the hot sauce that was at the hot. That was at the hot sauce. The hot sauce that was at the hot sauce. No, the hot sauce that was at the movie theater that I worked at. Yeah. Words are hard, y'all.
Words are straight hard. Confusing.
It was that it wasn't hot sauce, it was taco sauce. You know the difference?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's more of a fiesta.
Taco sauce,
it's a fiesta variety, and not so hot. Definitely mellow. It's mild.
It's taco sauce, bro.
It's your mild tomato hot sauce. It's cool. Keep casual. I've been there. That sounds dank as shit, though, for sure.
Yeah, but so taco sauce and popcorn, decent. But dude, I only ask because I recently went to see Incubus at fucking Switchback Stadium, the new one though.
So my guy that I was just working with was working the whole entire stadium that night and does most of the work over there too. I was almost about to go work that night. I was like, nah, I don't really want to be around fucking Switchbacks right now. That doesn't really sound like my kind of night at the moment. I was like, no, I'm just gonna stay home. I'm like, you're good, do your thing. You guys don't need me. I know you guys have people there for fucking the dozen just because it's a fucking stadium. So we're good.
Honestly, that soccer field and stadium is so beautiful, and I bet when they built it, they were like, oh my god, dude, this is awesome. This view is beautiful. It's gonna be amazing. And then didn't do their research and realized that the apartment complex had rights to that place before.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that sucks so hard,
They fucked them over. I swear to God. And then it's the same thing with the development for...
I left a Google review after the concert. I was like, dude, best concert I've ever been to, besides the fact that the fucking ugly-ass apartment complex ruined the view of my concert.
Of course.
It's just fuck.
Fuck.
It was so bad, man.
And it's like the amount of room that new development that's right next to it took up. Like, have you seen that new it's a museum of sorts. I don't know what it is. The whole structure that's built there, right down from America the Beautiful, right off to the right of what we were.
So I used to be the bar manager down at the train wreck.
It's the train rail, and it's like the switch.
That bar that's next to it, yeah.
It all runs down the walkway. But
And
the whole thing goes
not bar
across
manager.
now.
I was the front of house manager, not bar manager. Excuse me.
Right.
I was bar manager at Old Chicago now. That's what I do.
So, I ain't never taken on that manager position. I'm like, nope, I'm good. No, I'll do my own thing.
I like stress. I enjoy fire, dude. You can throw me under that fire, into the fucking heat. I'm just like, yeah.
That's dope.
But it's also kind of a product of me having to be that way because, like, being somebody who's such a high volume bartender. You know, I worked in a club where I would pump out. So we would sell, I think, like, on a slow night, $8,000, and on a busy night, 12. You know,
that's a lot of money.
And so, like, my well alone with my partner bartender, we'd sell. She'd hit 2,500, and I'd hit about 1,800 in sales in 2 hours, dude. That shit was nuts.
Oh, in sales. So
Yeah.
like what?
Yeah.
So what were you pushing whenever you were walking away on like your tips and shit?
Oh, like, that's not what I would make in money. That's what we were making in sales, like pouring in drinks.
I am curious.
I would walk with about 400 or 500 per night, easy. And that's on a Saturday, Friday. Actually, Friday would sometimes be better, I started as a bar back out there, and then I got promoted to bartender one day, and wasn't all that excited about it because they came up to me one day and I was just bar back, and they're like, "Oh yeah, so and so quit your bartending VIP tonight," and I was like, "What the fuck?
What the fuck?"
I was like, "I know I bar back.
alone,
I know I bar back VIP, but I've never bartended, bro. Like, what?"
I'd have to go YouTube some shit and be like,
No, they were just like, "You'll be fine. Figure it out."
hell no.
And I mean, at that point, I already knew,
And
like,
you like it's not hard to be able to fucking tell what bottle you're trying to pour up if you've already been organizing every bottle in the cabinet for the last fucking couple of weeks.
exactly. That's also the thing. Like, I'd been bar backing there for a long time.
And like even me as just being like somebody that actually connoisseurs liquor and actually enjoys tasting liquor, you can tell what they're asking for.
You brought some whiskey. You want me to grab that for you? You can take
Look, yeah, no, we'll even show it off. This is some old fashioned premix.
Oh, what?
And it's a Colorado local bourbon. I'll have to read it off. It's really good whiskey. I'm not even gonna lie. I love this. Or it's a whiskey bourbon. Knob Creek.
Knob Creek.
Yes, very very good bourbon.
Here, you talk about that for 1 second. I'll go get some glass.
Oh, he's actually getting glass. Oh, that's how you pop a bottle right there. How are you gonna crawl under that damn thing? This man. You know what the point of that was? He literally crawled up under the door and shit. Good shit. Really good shit. Here. It's really smooth. As long as you know how to drink your whiskey, it's really smooth. That's all I can say. In case you didn't know what an old fashioned is, most people really don't. It's usually a simple syrup with an orange garnish, and then you usually do a little bit of like little bitters, depending on what your preference is. I usually don't do a bitters. I usually just do an orange and a sweet garnish with a really good classic bourbon, and that is your old fashioned. They don't have the very super sweet garnish that I like. I usually have simple syrup on me that I'll be able to pour into my cocktails and shit. I just get this just because it's a little premix, a little bit of a backer, and you can just do a very casual sip on this to keep on going throughout the night and that type of thing if you do want a shot or something. The crawl. He's back. Here we go.
There's some bitters in there too.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about, people. This man done put the bitters already in it. Yep, that's what I mean.
Black walnut bitters.
See, and I told him, I told the people, I said I got motherfucking, I usually have simple syrup on me and everything. I went to the liquor store and I was looking at it. I was like, it was like $7. I was like, I don't want to pay $7 for a giant thing of fucking simple syrup. I'm not gonna make that much cocked out. But
It's actually pretty sweet. It's pre-mixed.
and it lasts. It definitely does. I'm sure. So we'll do that right now. Maybe give it another little douse just so we're above the ice line. Oh, speed pour. And,
You know, you have mics, man. You can't be setting it down that hard.
oh, that ain't gonna be too bad.
It's not the favorite sound of people listening who do listen. You know, I mean, on the YouTube, it's not that annoying, but people who are just listening. It's like eating chips on the mic. You know, you don't want to be like
ASMR though, you know.
This isn't an ASMR podcast.
I understand.
Personally, in my opinion, I cannot fucking stand food ASMR. I can't.
Oh,
It makes me angry.
I might watch some athletic eating if I was really casual about it.
Dude, I already athletic eat already enough as it is. I don't need to watch other people do it.
Wow. It's amazing if you really think about it.
I mean, dude, don't get me wrong. There's a reason why ASMR is popular.
Of course.
But
I'm just not on that. Just not on that vibe right now.
I personally don't think I would ASMR. Food.
Not food. There's other things to do. Visualistically, too.
I would do, you know, there's another series I was considering doing, and that's like maybe audiobooks
Right.
or something, like reading audiobooks.
Of course.
Or, you know, you can also get paid to voice act. And I have a very animated personality, you know, so it's something I could be very good at. I actually have to dole it down very much. I literally have to take pills and chill out when I do certain podcasts because I watch myself enough to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You need to relax.
It'll get livid like that sometimes, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
You're just
man.
looking at that camera for so long, it's like, nope, I'm done.
No, I cannot stand watching myself. That's like the hardest thing. But like, as somebody who's trying to be a content creator and or creating content, which I've been doing for 3 years, you have to accept the awkwardness, you know, and just kind of watch it and like also get to know it and get to love it, and to a point where you have to realize what's annoying of yourself and what's if it makes you cringe, it might make other people cringe. Yeah. You know, like
it'll get like that sometimes.
In a sense, you know, but also what might make you cringe might make somebody not.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways.
Depends on preference of
it does, you know, but also there's a balance. You know, you can watch yourself and be like, you know what, like I know my energy is fun, but also like you've got to appease the people who like your energy, and then you've got to appease the people who do not like your energy, and meet them in the middle and try to be somebody who's just got proper energy.
Of course.
You know, for the right application.
Yeah.
You know, and
it just depends on where you're at, and that is the current moment, and just all.
Well, mainly I'm talking about for this.
Oh.
You know, for this, not for. I don't give a fuck about what you think about my energy in public.
Oh, that's understandable.
No, it's what I want this time and effort and what I put into this to not be for something. It's never been for that, but now it's like I feel like I owe it to the new subscribers, to the people to like put out some content and like get out there, you know, especially because I've been getting so much traction off the shit I made 3 years ago. What's going to happen when I release new shit, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we get like that.
So at this point, I hate to just like point most of my energy at the algorithms and reels and TikToks and stuff. But that was always the original plan when I started the podcast, was to get clips and shorts and to do stuff like that, because I already knew nobody wants to watch an hour-long show. Nobody has the attention span. And the people who do, they might watch it for 20, 30, half the show.
Yeah.
Or put it on in the background. I've watched podcasts enough to know, that's just how people watch them. And so the original plan has always been to have these 3-4 hour long shows, put it out there.
Right.
And, if somebody wants to enjoy it, they can. And to do the back end work and to get the clips and the reels and all that shit posted. And, dude, that's been the ass kicker,
Oh, yeah, of course. It's definitely, looking through all of that and trying to figure everything out is definitely a lot on somebody whenever it comes down to it.
It's as much as I thought it would be, and which is cool because I haven't taken for granted how much work I thought this would always be.
Oh, yeah.
From the start, I've always been like, damn, this is going to be a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
I never thought the video part of this would turn into what it has been.
Yeah.
And being the main aspect of the show is what I mean by that.
Right.
And I've gone back on some of my shows now too and really kind of learned a lot. Just watching. And it's cool too because I had already learned those things in the process of recording.
Yeah.
There was a lot that I learned, but I really feel like I kind of highlighted things that I didn't think I had seen before.
Yeah.
Specifically, aspects of myself that I thought I was very prominent in and thought that I was very good at and thought that I was extremely talented with. I had kind of given myself a sense of being humbled.
Right. Of course.
And it's been nice because, I want to be able to watch my own show, watch my own self-talk and be like, you know what? I enjoy that.
I'd be able to sit there and enjoy that, and convey with it if I was just somebody casually watching that type of stuff. Yeah, of course. No, and it'll be like that every time you're recording if you're trying to do that type of stuff.
And it's gotten me to a point now where I find myself watching videos and podcasts and other content creation tools to improve myself, and to a point where I've gotten fortunate and unfortunate enough to be in a position where I can have the time to do this right now because I am waiting on surgery. I'm not just fucking full-time YouTuber right now because I make any money right now. So I'm utilizing what I have, and that's time. And that being said, the time that I have is short, and this podcast originally started because back in 2020, I broke my back and I had nothing but time. And COVID hit, broken back and COVID.
Yeah.
Started a podcast.
It's a good time to be able to try to put some content out in the world and be able to actually build on something and, have something to yourself when you're, just trying to recover and that type of stuff.
Well, think about it this way. There's something to be said about people who are successful in this industry.
Yeah.
And people who are successful in this industry do not ever just stop at one. They've never had one podcast. They've never had one episode. They've never had a single one hit. It's not that kind of industry.
Yeah. It takes some time.
You're never going to have 10 million fucking views on a clip. You're never going to have 10 million views on an episode. And you're not there that's not what you're there for.
No. 100,000 on a podcast is probably the most that I'm seeing nowadays.
Joey Diaz gets 100,000 on his podcast. Joe Rogan gets 100 million.
Yeah.
And those are numbers that you can't compare something like this to. And
if you're trying to go for the big leagues, then you have a lot of time to build yourself and to be able to actually get up to that point and actually have that type of figure mindset that puts you there. So
this show originally was produced in Boise, Idaho.
Uh-huh.
I've told you some about that. I don't know how much about me moving and whatnot, but and that's off air. This is now the third episode of Young Blood Podcast that has aired in Colorado.
What's up?
Cheers to that, my friend. And also, let me try that whiskey.
Of course. Shit's really good. Knob Creek does it up. And then, especially with that bitters that you dabbed in there, I'd probably
A
start
black walnut.
Yeah. It's honestly a good whiskey glass if you think about it. Get a good stir on it.
It's a Tullamore. It is a whiskey glass.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it is. Check that out.
Tullamore Dew whiskey.
I usually don't. I wouldn't expect a tall set whiskey glass.
Oh no, man! It's not really the best whiskey glass. It's a free whiskey glass that says a whiskey brand on it.
Even then, it definitely stirs well. It's not going up to the rim if you keep it halfway.
Right.
It's a little cocktail glass, you know.
But let me give you. I'm trying to veer away from talking about the show's production side of things so much, because not in this specific podcast, but in a whole, I have noticed that in a lot of the recent episodes, I tend to gravitate towards talking about the show, and I'm learning that that's not something I want to do.
Right.
But knowing that and being aware of that,
Of course.
I do want to bring up like a little bit of history, you know, and where we came from and what's going on and where we're at.
Yeah.
I've talked a lot about it on descriptions. I've talked a lot about it on YouTube. I haven't talked a lot about it on the show since I've been doing it.
Yeah.
So, what we've been doing on the Young Blood podcast is we are entirely revamping all of the old episodes. And I'm taking the show from episode 15 and forward and taking all of the show's previous... Did you hear that too?
I don't know.
Anyways, technical difficulties.
We're good.
Taking the show's previous recordings that were all done very, very differently with learning aspects and all of that, and revamping them into what we have now.
Right.
And what's going on is some of them are going to look better, some of them are going to look worse, but a lot of what's going on is we're redoing everything and also completely doing all of the audio and going through and remastering it.
Of course.
So it sounds without any overages and highs and anything uncomfortable to the ears like the previous episodes may have had.
No.
Yeah, we did do some mastering, but, you know, they will be better. And at that, guys, you know, if you have a chance, check out YouTube. Go see what we've been doing on there. It's been a lot of work. It's been really fun.
No.
And so the history of the show, we're doing really, really well. And in Boise, the traction I had was almost to the point where, like, the monetary value of the show was starting to be a full-time job for me. I'd also gotten offered a spot on Radio Boise.
Yep.
And so,
About that.
yeah, and the only reason I didn't pursue that or have the opportunity to pursue that was because of the fact that I had taken a better job here in Colorado.
There you go. Always a good chance.
Right? Fast forward to here. Excuse me, I have the hiccups.
You're good.
Fast forward to here now, living here in Colorado. The show was on pause for about 2 years. I hadn't posted a single episode, hadn't even touched a single bit of editing or even looked at the show at all, you know, and just
Right.
really, really,
Evaluated.
really not even evaluated, just kind of fell off the map of having a reason to continue the show and having a reason to want to do it anymore just because I didn't have the prominent bar scene friendships and all that stuff that I had in the past.
Right.
And so I had recently visited with my brother who came to visit, and he basically gave me a whole new fire under my ass on some things, and it was just by a song that he showed me that just kind of just really was like, you know what, you need to get out there, you need to perform, blah, 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 blah. And so I had a buddy coming in town from LA the next week, and I was like, hey, dude, and he was a big fan of the show back when it was in Boise and being recorded weekly. And I was like, dude, PD, we're gonna record the first Colorado episode of YoungBloodPodcast.
That's what's up.
Right.
We gotta launch it quick whenever you do.
We're gonna do it. And so on his way out of town, flying to freaking back home to LA, a half hour before he had to be on his flight, we recorded a quick podcast. We had woke up at like 7 a.m. that day just to record the show and stuff, you know.
And stop.
Get
it done right before you leave, and then just have the rest of the
so
time.
I mean, it wasn't the most structured show. It wasn't like this where we have the studio set back up and I have the backdrops all up and I have, you know, the comfortability and just the absolute convenience of being in a full studio. You know, I didn't have that. Now we're getting back there and trying to bring everybody the best content that we possibly can.
You got it.
Possibly fucking can.
Yeah.
You know, and so now that this is a Colorado-based show, I wanted to ask you, like, is there any Colorado? I've heard of Cave of the Winds. I've heard of.
Well, I actually worked there too.
Oh, really? I haven't been there yet, but so for people, maybe my Idaho listeners, tell me a couple places you would check out being a Springs local.
So for the Springs local, you definitely got to check the Incline. Definitely got to check our Cave of the Winds.
Incline. I still haven't done that yet. I fucking.
It's a good one to go through.
It's how many, like, fucking a mile? It's a lot of steps.
You don't want to fucking ask.
It's
That's
a
all I
lot
gotta
of
say.
steps, y'all.
It's in the climb that's in it. It literally goes up. If I can get angled for the camera, you're probably sitting at this slope the whole entire time, just continuously just taking steps vertically into the descent of the mountain.
You've done it?
I've gone up to the first part of it. Didn't want to go up to the top, so I'm good. I think I'm gonna hang out right here.
I haven't even gotten into the parking lot. Tiffany, my girlfriend, has made it partially of the way up. I haven't even had the cojones to get that far yet.
Yeah, it'll be like that now. Like, you just gotta push through it. You just if David Goggins was in your ear and you could just think about that for a second, you know. I swear to God, you just gotta go and just keep on pushing, champ. I swear to God, you know, make it up to the top of that thing. Other than that, that's all I can really say is you just gotta channel your inner self and just do it.
It is one of those inspirational, like, self-healing hikes that you have to do when you're going through some really fucked up things and you need to heal and really heal and really heal.
And then you're gonna come back down, and then you're gonna get home, and then you're gonna really fucking heal. Like, you're gonna lay down that
In
bed.
other words, you guys, it's a lot of steps.
It's a lot of steps.
It's a lot of steps.
I think it comes out to at least 1,000. At least a couple hundred. I don't know. At the same time, it's literally like fucking. If you could tilt a fucking skyscraper right on its side and just try your best to walk up the side of it while it's falling, and then that'd be the scenario I could give you to explain that.
So we got the Incline. We got Cave of the Winds.
Cave of the Winds is dope. I've explored. Hey, if any of the kids are walking through Cave of the Winds in Colorado Springs, take a little flashlight, rub it up against the side walls of the cave while you're walking. Try to go to the back of the line. Be exploratory. You're gonna want to explore that shit. You want to
look at me like that again and whisper those words, my friend.
Yeah, that's good. You want the shorts and the vines. That's a good one right there. No, but for real though, the whole entire cave is bioluminescent, so it's really dope.
Cave of the Winds?
Yeah. And nobody knows this. They don't really tell anybody that it is. And if you take a flashlight, I'm telling you, just your normal phone flashlight, go to the back of the Cave of the Winds, and you'll see a whole green stripe. Just follow your phone like a little doodle pad.
Wait, so like your phone will charge it for a second?
It'll charge it, and it's the bioluminescent.
No freaking way!
And you can just leave a green trail going all the way across the wall.
Like the glow-in-the-dark paint, huh?
Glow-in-the-dark paint, glow-in-the-dark drawing shit.
Wow.
Yeah, so like most people, and they don't tell you.
I can't believe I have not gone there yet. I've lived here for 2 years, dude.
It's because they don't want people touching the cave. So if you can be gentle and if you can just gently drag your phone across it, most people are already touching those areas in general. Most people walk. They're trying to protect the features and the walls of the cave. That way it can still grow later on in the future.
Like the stalagmites.
The stalactites, just all of it.
Right.
Because everything is bioluminescent. The whole entire cave is living at this point. Just in general, it's just.
And so what did you do over there?
I was a maintenance technician, so
How fun.
So I did a
You
lot
had
of
to change lights and just go around and
just explore,
how freaking cool
landscaping,
is that, dude?
fishing the dollar bills out of the pond because they clog up the water filters. And
But like you dead ass got to go there for free, and what people is it free to go there
every day? No, it's they do charge, and they have rides and shit too. There's like a whole ass canyon pendulum that swings you throughout the canyon and everything.
Does it go over like the cliff?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So no, it drops from the cliff into the canyon,
Dude.
up to the other cliff, and it just sends you out center, and then it just.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a fucked experience. So sometimes that shit gets stuck. Sometimes you're fucked. I ain't trying to give clout on fucking.
How long were you there for? A year, less year?
I was about there for like maybe like 2 or 3 months. I did a good summer there. It was a little summer job. I was older. I think I was 21 when I did it. And I was
You said you were younger?
Younger than what I am right now.
And you said you were older?
Right in 23, about to turn 24, and I was 21. That's about 3 years difference. So a good little bit ago, I was about 21 when I was doing it.
Okay, because you confused me when you said I was older. I was like, no, man.
No.
Oh, man.
I feel, after doing the work that I've done, I feel older, but that's okay.
That's fair. Dude, carpet's a job.
It's a fucking job.
Setting carpet is a job. I have a knee kicker, and I've kicked some fucking closets, my boy.
That's why you gotta get the industrial stretcher.
I have that too, but dude, for my closets, I still gotta
You
kick.
still gotta kick the shit. What's dope is if you have brand new carpet. If you're just laying down new carpet, I know my angles, I know my measurements. I'm just Dunzo.
Yeah, I mean,
I can lay a closet in seconds. What sucks is when you run out of measurement in a closet and you gotta go and fucking seam the closet.
Oh yeah,
and the rest
when
of
it's
the
over a
living
12-foot room or something. It's not a drop room.
It's fucking not a drop room. Yeah, that shit sucks ass.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, buddy.
Yeah,
I know what a drop room is.
No,
12 and 12 under.
12 and 12 under. A master bedroom and a living room and a dining room is a bitch whenever you walk.
So to those of you listening, a 12 under is a drop room. The reason they call it a drop room is because the room. Actually, I'll go ahead. Let you.
So 12 feet is your roll of carpet whenever you're getting a factory roll of carpet coming in from your factory.
You're being summoned.
From the cat, of course. And whenever you get this full 12 foot, you always cut it by about 12, just because it's the most way that you can manage the carpet and be able to maneuver it in general. And whenever you're dimensionally trying to configure your
Are you dimensionally challenged?
Not necessarily. It just depends on like.
I'm talking carpet terms.
What's? Oh yeah. Absolutely. So I get some rug burn sometimes and shit, like. But with all that shit, it's like, all you can really do is just see how it goes, and I'm pretty clean with a seamer, and then that's the shit that sucks with carpet is trying to seam it and trying to do those points.
That's what takes a little bit of time to learn. Not a little bit of time, a lot of time. Any good carpet setter won't let his apprentice seam carpet for a while.
You have to have a proper tucker and a proper, the ability to be able to look at where the
seam iron. I've got a tucker. I've got a roller. I've got a whole 9 yards out there.
Oh, sure.
I have all my carpet tools still for some reason. I don't know why I still have.
I'll buy that shit off you. I need a kit right now. Man. I'm looking for one.
I'll let you borrow it.
Well,
I'll loan it to you.
Cash money purchase.
I'll loan it to you out of good merit.
I'm a man of ownership,
And that's only because I'm a man of ownership too, man. I want to keep that fucking seam. I haven't touched that seam iron in probably a solid fucking 2 years plus. Maybe since I've moved to Colorado.
It's been about a year since
I've touched the knee kicker. I've done some stuff on the knee kicker since I moved here.
Well, and that's what my main company's going to be doing here soon. I'm just waiting to figure out how.
This is a nice knee kicker too. I got the higher end one. It's a Roberts fucking.
Fuck that! I get the ghettoest motherfucker I can.
No, man.
I take 6 layers of carpet pad and I duct tape that shit together as tight as I possibly can.
Dude, so the one thing I hated though about my pad on my knee kicker. So for those of you listening, we're still talking carpet.
Oh yeah.
I hated the pad on my knee kicker at first when I first bought it because it wasn't broken in yet.
Oh yeah.
And it's a big pad,
It'll fuck your knee up as you're trying to slam that shit up.
On the new one especially because I'd been using my Boss's, which has been broken in very well,
old school bitches, leather and everything.
Not even the leather, just like it'd been a very well used pad on his knee kicker, probably within a couple of years, And shit, that's probably why my right knee is complete trash.
Oh, it will be too. Yeah. No, my right knee's it's not even that bad anymore. It's just like my feet and everything.
No, man, I blew out my left knee a couple years ago because my buddy jumped on my back and his knee caught my fucking knee at the right angle and blew out my fucking ACL.
No, that shit sucks ass.
And a couple of months ago, I was breaking up a fight on New Year's between my buddy who was a house owner of this house and a rando. And I was just trying to keep the peace, and then all of a sudden the rumble went over the flower bed and brought me with it.
Wow.
I know, bummer, dude. And I freaking tore my meniscus after that.
That sucks ass.
Yeah, so now yeah.
I ain't torn shit ever in my life, thank God, man. I don't want to either. That shit sounds so bad.
I was gonna say something so intrusive, but I just totally decided to keep it to myself.
Oh no, honestly, I'm curious now.
No, I can't say it now. It's all about timing, bro.
Yeah, wait. Give it a second. It'll be a little inside joke. Keep it between us.
Anyways, back to the podcast. So the reason I gave you a lot of the history on the podcast, blah, 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 is because I was asking you, gave the wins, stuff like that, and that was awesome. Are you by chance a shredder? Do you snowboard? Do you ski?
I usually do mountain biking, that type of stuff.
But so you're a summer guy?
Yeah, most of the time, summer, spring. Try to get in the fall. Any time where you don't have snow on ground ready to go is pretty nice for what it is.
Tell me a time that you've eaten shit on your mountain bike.
Mountain bike wise,
I've got some pretty exciting stories, man.
Well, on a BMX bike, while I was trying to mountain bike with my family when I was younger, I went and I gashed my throat open.
Oh, shit.
I have a whole 5-6 stitches coming across my whole entire chin right here on my lower chin. My goatee covers it, and that's why I keep the goatee, because I don't like to show that scar. It's a big bitch.
Dude, I mean...
Yeah, so, and I'll hold that one close to me. I've wrapped myself around trees multiple times. Riding with a fucking bee crotching my fucking ball sack one time. I literally fucking got busted by a bee in the balls. Crotch, groin, kind of like right there. Boom, stuck on my shorts. Pissed off motherfucker. Popped me twice.
Was it a bee or a wasp?
It was a wasp, bee, something. I'm done. Donezo, bro.
I almost just I just almost threw up.
And I'm doing about 15, 20 down the trail right now on a technical in the middle of the Colorado Trail. Like, I'm talking like middle of fucking bum fucking nowhere with my grandfather. Sure as hell. I just take a fucking wasp fucking sting to the ball sack and I'm just riding down the trail.
Did you have like loose shorts on?
Yeah, well, mountain biking, you're always wearing loose shorts. And you have
not in Idaho, they wear spandex.
Well, we have padded crotch shorts in New Mexico. New Mexico is where we're riding.
Okay.
So, like, hot, grimy, you want some cushion between you, you want to keep going comfortably. But sure as hell, that bee fucked me up. That wasp, whatever it was, fucked me up. I almost busted, went into a tree. Somehow caught myself after just completely legs off, splaying out off on the side of the trail and shit. And just, I ride technical shit downhill, fucking speed course. So, oh, no, we're done. So
is that the sound of your nuts popping?
Yeah, it's something like that, However you want to envision it for the people. You're done. But, so that's one of those instances. It's like my whole family have all kinds of crazy fucked up stories. It's like I fucked myself up a good amount of times. My stories ain't interesting as my family's and shit. Like the one story I could think of from my family's and shit is probably my uncle getting his head busted open one time and shit. And my dad was drunk. They were both at a party. He went around down the whole entire apartment building trying to chase after my dad when they went on a beer run right before 12 o'clock. New Mexico time. 18, you can get it. My dad was young. My uncle was young. Sure as hell. Goes and chases on. Holds on to the back of the truck bumper after jumping onto the motherfucker. My dad goes and he gets to an end of the cul-de-sac and whips around and turns around. throws him across the curb, straight across the cul-de-sac, busts his head open on the end of the curb after rolling about 4 times. It stopped right there on the end of the curb. Head just hanging out, right on the curb, hanging out. I was like, nope, I can't do this. I was listening to the story. I was like, this shit's gonna make me fucking sick, man. So sure as hell, like any other sane person would, they take him to the hospital, and the doctor's looking at the giant, complete gash in the back of his skull, and starts poking around, starts trying to figure out how he's about to piece this mess back together and shit. And Mom was just so drunk, so he was just hanging out, just doing his thing and everything. And sure as hell, he goes, and the doctor's like, "Can you feel this?" No response. Starts poking around a little bit deeper. Can you feel this? I'm like, no. And he's like, sure as hell. And the doctor's like, yeah, man, no, he's pretty fucked up. We might have to wait a little while to figure out what the extent of this shit is, but I'm gonna stitch him up. And we're just gonna call it good and hope everything goes good with the freaking condition that this motherfucker's in at the moment. So that just goes to show my family where we grew up from and everything, and where I came from in comparison to what Colorado is and that type of stuff.
Tell me, all right, so being a local musician / rapper, would you call yourself a rapper or musician more?
It's an in-between, and it's a little bit of both, and it always will be. Nobody can really say that they're one or the other, but any musician or anybody that really has a passion for music and will follow any music in general is I would consider a musician. Always like any other genre of music, depending on what I'm listening to. Country, rock, classic rock. I listen to Grateful Dead. I just went to a Rez concert and I just raved my head off. I love recently. Rez. I went off, bro. Rez 2023 Red Rocks was fucking lit. I got photos on my phone. I'll show you after this shit popped off like it was no other, but sure as hell, and they did the drone show, the whole 9 yards. So I'll go and explore Colorado.
So wait, Rez had a drone show at her concert?
2023 Red Rocks.
Wow.
At Rez Rocks itself, yep.
Wow, how cool is that?
Drone show, and then
all right, Rez.
That show was nuts, bro. She popped off.
She always does, though, bro. She really always does.
She did a number on shit. I ain't even gonna fucking lie. Man.
She throws down. We love Rez, man.
Yeah.
So, as a local artist, is there places that you like to try to get to, like performing at? Like, where have you?
I'd like to hit fucking Black Sheep one day. I haven't done that.
Black Sheep, Colorado Springs, y'all. It's a very prominent spot out here.
Prominent. You can hit any Tech 9 show whenever he comes to Black Sheep, and that's one of the best Tech 9 shows you'll ever see. It's a small venue. Get your tickets while you can the second of release.
Bro, Tech 9 comes to Boise all the time. Dude, he goes to Boise, Idaho all the freaking time.
We ain't get that like that. Colorado's a special spot.
He's got this connection Tech 9 does with Boise, Idaho.
He's on one.
No, bro, I'm telling you. So whenever since I lived in Boise, Tech 9 throws a show every 4 months, dog. Easy. Right. And they're cheap. You can get to a Tech 9 concert for $20.
Oh, absolutely. No.
Less than that.
Here you got to pay $80 to $100.
Less than that, $15. You can get free tickets on the radio like that. They just hand them out because he's the homie. He just rolls. And I think it's because he just loves that little quaint ass small town fucking Boise vibe that it throws out. You know what I mean? But so my tattoo artist, fucking whatever, check it out. My tattoo artist that I did used to go to in Boise, Tech 9 goes to the same shop. Oh, he's gotten tattoos there, yeah.
That's always true.
Yeah, he likes Boise, bro. It's crazy.
I'm sure he
does.
I'd probably roll through if it was me, That's weird to say because he comes from a whole entire different area, not even close to y'all and shit. It's definitely a different area. So it's how much can you really ask for?
But that's kind of how that area is, man. It's got this magnetism to it where people just cannot stay away.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with Oregon. So it's kind of like that western coastern, as you're going a little bit more off away from the whole entire East Coast. And it's funny, a lot of East Coast rappers and a lot of people of influence around from the East Coast will always go for the West Coast.
Yeah.
Fuck Miami. Fuck all that shit. You're probably going to catch them, unless they're Manhattan, unless they're pushing stocks. if they're pushing stocks and they're doing all that and they're going about stocks and trying to convey all that, then yeah, they're probably not going to be somebody that's really going to be around Los Angeles unless it's on a day where they're not trading.
How many times have you been to Black Sheep?
Haven't been there personally.
Ever once, really?
No, I've seen a lot of venues. My homeboy fucking was there, and he's always explained it and always had good videos of it just from him being there. And I've seen backstage, seen the whole 9 yards. I've gotten the inside scoop. I've seen inside scoop on fucking Red Rocks and the whole 9 yards, and I just went to my first Red Rocks. Res Rocks was fucking my first Red Rocks show.
Dude, Red Rocks is so freaking cool.
The
man.
amphitheater's ability to be able to convey
It's
that
so
kind of
cool.
sound. We literally tore up fucking Morrison County. I'm talking almost shut down the subsystem, almost blew fucking people's houses up. Like, literally, like, I heard the whole entire county just shaking throughout the crevice of the rock and how the convergence kind of fucking gathers and shit. The fact that Red Rocks sits with that much power in it and the amount of fucking bass and thump that you can hear if you have a good speaker system set up throughout it is amazing.
Honestly, dude, like, I don't know how people who live next to that venue survive living that close to that kind of fucking...
I'd fucking love it. I'd be chilling. Middle of the
Yeah,
night.
you say that because you're young, dude. Like, when you're 30, 40, 50...
That's why you gotta sell the house. You gotta wait for the fucking property to crash. and then you sell that shit. And then, or no, you'll wait for it to rise and then you'll sell it. But, like, buy it when it's fucking dead. When there's a lot of res shows and a lot of fucking trap shows going on, yeah, absolutely buy the fucking property.
That's what Red Rocks is here to do, man. They're
Be a
here to
young
drop the
person and
property
make it-
value of the area of Morrison.
I swear to God, that's exactly what happens.
So let me ask you this, man. On this first episode that you've done on this podcast, you know, who knows if it's be the last? Who knows if it's only the first? Who knows what it is? If I were to give you any one thing that you could walk away with saying on this platform, you know, the one thing I have to give on this show is it's a place for open communication. It's a place to get your word out. It's a place that gives you that opportunity.
Yeah.
And not to put you on the spot or anything, if I were to give you that opportunity, what was the most important thing for you to be able to get out there?
I mean, you only live once. You got to enjoy life while you can. In the end, even when it comes to the fucking fact of the universe and just the fact of reality as is, sooner or later it's going to be nothing. And sooner or later all of this is going to go on to not exist anymore. You know, you may try to leave your imprint on this world and you may try to do whatever and always continue to try. Make it fun. Whatever you want to go and do and whatever you want to go and succeed in, do it with the best of your ability and with the best of your heart because you have control over your domain to be able to do so. And other than that, if if you don't feel comfortable with yourself like that and you want to just stay kind of, to yourself and keep private and do whatever you want to do, that's completely up to you. There's always people that are always there for it and they'll always be appreciative of the, that type of thing. But, you always got to go for your dreams and go for your goals and just enjoy life as is, and just take it one day at a time.
Enjoy life as is and take it one day at a time. I like that,
You can't plan for the future too much. You absolutely can. But at the same time, you just got to evaluate what your situation is and where you're at that moment and just keep on striving for what you're trying to, succeed at.
Life can't be decided by an itinerary.
Yeah, you can't settle for something like that. And you can't settle in life in general. You always have to have a little bit of a higher expectation for yourself. And you ain't going to succeed that moment. You'll never succeed that moment. But one day you'll be at the point after those moments and continuing to tell yourself that. And you will succeed and then you'll be happy and you'll be successful. And most people only want to be successful in life. And in the way that we see being successful is right now. Rich, happy, comfortable, with a sexy girl on your arm for the rest of your life. That's all you can ask for in this world. Find that. Be happy. wherever you can be. Even if you're just making a 401k and you're just trying to work a fucking regular job, fucking paying off your mortgage, you know? Wherever you can get in and fucking find bliss, find your bliss.
Find your bliss.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, it's crazy. This is a long journey that, you know, in my eyes, hasn't had a lot of people originally and now has turned into 10,000 people I've seen a part of the show in the last week.
Right.
And, you know, for that, I can't be anything more than grateful.
Of course.
You know, anything more than humbled.
Yeah, you gotta kind of give a shout out to them motherfuckers for actually tuning in and seeing something like that, you know.
And
like
exactly
this,
for that, you know, I wouldn't have put this effort, you know, out.
Got it.
I wouldn't have put it.
Have to.
You know, I already have such a passion for what I do here, and I care so much, and I really love doing it.
Yeah,
but
you have to.
putting a round 2 of this out in a new state, in a new life, in a new me, in a whole new different situation, has definitely been something that has been a milestone for myself, you know, and
You gotta strive for higher.
Yeah, and I'm beyond blessed right now to be able to have you here, to be able to have the cameras even working, to be able to have the opportunity to film, to still have some equipment, to still have this show and my platform, you know. And the one thing that I am trying my very, very, very best to do is to give a platform to those out there who want to come out and who want to have somewhere, to talk and to have somewhere to be a part of something like this.
Yeah.
And, you know, given the fact that this show is now coming on 4 years old and it's gotten the traction that it's recently seen, it's growing the way that it is, I'm excited to grow with you guys. I'm excited to grow with my guests. I'm excited to grow with everybody. And I'm excited to grow as your host, y'all. You know, like I said, this is not the Casey Show. This is Young Blood Podcast. Again, YoungBloodPodcast on any platform you might find your shows, guys, everywhere you enjoy your podcasts. And now it's also available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Alexa, and Google Podcasts. Again, anywhere you enjoy your shows.
Everywhere.
Dylan, it has been an absolute pleasure, a blast.
Of course.
And I want to say an honor to have you on today on the Young Blood Podcast. And I cannot tell you enough how much your time has been appreciated and your insights, your thoughts, your conversations, and everything, you know. And given the fact that your patience and your time today has been so heavily given and expressed towards this show, you know, I would be happy to invite you on again in the future for any other times that you would like to come on and promote your brand, promote yourself, and to just come on and have a good conversation, you know.
That's all we can ask for.
Right on, because here...
Good vibes, good opportunity, you know, the whole 9 yards. We can see how this thing can grow and see how many people can actually enjoy that type of stuff, so...
And currently, Dylan does not have any social media that I can direct your guys' way. But, you know, that might change here at some point in time. Currently, as y'all might not follow, might already, YB.podcast on Instagram, guys. YB.podcast, very simple. And if you are looking up this show, make sure that when you're searching it, it's Young Blood Podcast, all one word, no spaces. There are a couple other Young Blood podcasts out there, but I am actually one of the oldest, if not the original. So, you know, take that as you will. That being said, you guys, check out the YouTube, again, Young Blood Podcast. If you can't find it with no spaces, try Young Blood Podcast, periods in between, YOUNG, period, BLOOD, period, PODCAST. As you guys know, sometimes people don't know how to spell. Figured I could help you out there. Again, Dylan, this has been episode, I believe, 42 of Young Blood Podcast. 4K episodes now available. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been an absolute blast. Good night.